Hi, I'm Ali and welcome to my channel. Today I have my weekly Woolworths shopping haul to share with you. We are a family of three, myself, my husband, our 13-year-old son and our 2 German Shepherd dogs. So it is quite late on Saturday. It's actually almost 6 o'clock. We were at Woolies when they were closing at 5. So I'm feeling very thankful for what we've got. We only had a couple of different changes today. I did work until just after 3, so it made it quite tricky today. But we'll go through it and I'll let you know what we're going to have for the week as we go. So the first purchase was some chicken. Now I was looking for some chicken thighs this week. The weather here has dropped significantly. It's been raining, it's been cold. It only got to a maximum of like, I don't know, 12 or something today. The feels like was a lot colder than that, and I'm thinking it's soup weather. So this is probably the first batch of soup for the winter. So considering we're halfway through June, we haven't done too bad. So chicken thigh fillets, what I do with these is I dice these up. Usually do a chicken and corn soup. You'll notice some corn in the background there, but there was no cream corn on the shelf at all, even in the tiny tins. And I have got a few tiny tins in the cupboard, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to do just a plain chicken and corn soup. So I might end up adding some carrot and celery and things to it just to bulk it out. So it'll be chicken and corn with a little bit of veggies. But my recipe is really, really simple. Dicing your chicken, add 2 cans of corn kernels, which are over there, a couple of cans of creamed corn, some chicken stock, some seasonings of whatever I've got. Usually I go through my Flavourista pile and see what needs to be used up or what's just a small amount in the packet. So they're always different, and it makes pretty much nearly a week's full of soup for my husband, which is great. So this is what we got. They didn't have a lot of chicken, so we've ended up with the Mount Barker free-range chicken. It's $19.50 a kilo, which I thought was a bit crazy, but like I said, it will get a heap of soup lunches out of that. So that was $11.37 for those 3 little chicken thighs. So that was our first one. Now I've got an extra piece of ham. We might not need it this week, but I just wanted to get it because we've only got a couple of weeks of school left. And this is like used by August. So I think between what I've got and this one will see us through until school holidays. So this is the Woolworths Gourmet Smoked Ham half. $22 a kilo. This is just over 700 grams. So it was $15.58 that we got for that one. Now they had this little special and I thought it might be worth trying for something different. It's one of the Cook brands. It is a pork loin roast with herbs and spices. It's just a little tiny roast, but it was $14.35 marked down to $9.33, and I thought it might be a good little mini roast just to have for tea, even thinking it's going to be really crappy tomorrow. If I don't get to the markets, which it's looking highly unlikely, the weather's not looking good, might have a roast for tea tomorrow night. So I thought this might be a good one to do that. And now dog food, because I got there late, there wasn't a lot of options, but the 4 legs little meatballs, these were on special. So I got one of the natural, this is the wellness booth, wholesome with kangaroo veggies and fruit. I've got one of the scrumptious chicken with veggies, fruit and rice. So they're just those, and our dogs have them with Black Hawk dog kibble. Then we've got 2 of the delicious with beef, veggies, fruit and macaroni. So they were all $6 each. And then the largest roll on the shelf was this one. So this is the Prime Pantry. It's grain-free, soy-free chicken with broccoli and apple. Now I should have known as soon as I saw all those labels on it that it wasn't going to be cheap, but there was no shelf labels. And this was 1.7 kilos. It's quite heavy, so we could probably get away with 2 meals for them out of this, but it was $9.20. So it is what it is. That's what we've got. And then right at the back, if I can pan up just so you can see it, so I don't have to lift it up. There's a great big box of Coke, no sugar at the back. Now it was a 30 can block. That was what was on special for $26.90. The 24 packs, which is normally what I do buy, were $36. So they were $10 dearer than this one. So we just got that one because it was on special. We've got some browns. This is the, hang on, no, I've got to come back here. Sorry, I've missed all these things down this end. This is the Browns strawberry yogurt, the 1 kilo. They were $6. They're not on special, but they're actually like a better price than some of the stuff that is at the moment. And this is a really nice yogurt. So I got a couple of them. So we got the strawberry one for $6. The Cook brand again in the meat department. They had the 5 satay style chicken kebabs. They were $8 marked down to $4.20. I thought we could have maybe a like satay style, maybe like a stir fry with some veggies and things and some rice. I thought that might be another good meal. So that was marked down again. And then some beef mince, because I've still got the fresh pasta from last week. So I can probably do like a meatballs or something to go with that. So that was $7 for the half kilo, just of the standard beef mince. This is nothing fancy, but that's what they had on the shelf. Kale's choice for desserts this week. We seem to be getting them nearly every week, but he's picked the Peter's Drumsticks caramel flavour. It's a 4-pack for $4.75, so they were half price. So we got those. It was either those or the mini packs. I think the mini ones were like 6 in a packet, but the large ones were 4. I've got another of the dolloped cream, because I'm thinking that if it is cold tomorrow, I might make some more lemonade scones. Now, the lemonade scones from last week, I'll pop a picture up there. They were a hit. They were great. And because I've got heaps of lemonade and I've got some pouring cream still left, or some thickened cream still left in the fridge. So if we are home tomorrow and I don't go to the markets, it might be a pot of soup on the stove, some scones and jam and cream in the oven, and maybe watching a movie or catching up on some washing or something like that. So, but they were definitely a hit, so I highly recommend it. So that is the dollop cream. And then cheese, we needed some of shredded cheese again. So this is the Hillview Tasty Shredded Cheese. It was $10, so this has actually gone up a bit. It's not normally that dear, and yes, it is a little bit more dearer than buying it with the blocks of cheese, but when you're in a hurry, you need a handful of cheese. It's really quick and easy. Toasted sandwiches, anything like that, even just on top of pasta, which my son likes. So it's easy for him to grab out and do that. So I always have one of those. And then the McCain's little pizzas, these were on special again today, so I got them. There were only 2 boxes left in the freezer, so I got one. They were $6 because I figured that while they're on special, I'll chuck a couple in the freezer, and then they're there for my husband when he's wanting them. Our normal 2 litres of Harvey Fresh Harlow milk. Kale's picked cereal again this week, so that was $5.10. So he's just got that because he'll go through that having cereal. This is my other Browns yogurt. Again, the 1 kilo, but this is the mango passion fruit. So now we've got the 2 different varieties. Kale's milk this week, he's chosen the Masters Strawberry 600 mils for $2.90. And in the clearance fridge, they had these little tiny pouch yogurts. So they are not very big, but for 72 cents each, they're quite a good little saving, and he'll just have them as a snack. So we got the tropical and the raspberry. So that's the tropical and that's the raspberry, and they were both in that fridge today. So we got those. The Woolworths Light Tasty Shredded Cheese. Now this one, this is a really cheap alternative to the pizza cheese because it has a really great cheese pool. Those pizza cheese ones I think are about $9 a bag, or maybe a little bit more. This one's $7.70, but you can use it in so many different things, and it really melts really, really well. So Kale likes that. So that's his favourite cheese, and I also put that on top of the little mini pizzas if I'm cooking them in the air fryer, so my husband has extra cheese. The Sonia, the Mild Tasty Sticks, this is the larger packet this week. These are the ones that were on special. They're 400 grams, they were $9.75, so I got one of those. I did see the double brie. This was marked down to $2.58 from $5.50, I think that says. So I got that just with some crackers or things, or the other way to really do this, especially if it's cold, is to do a crisscross in the top, cover it with nuts covered in oil and spices, and chuck it in the air fryer until the cheese is melted and gooey and it's a bit brown on top. Delicious. It's great as a snack, great with crackers, great with some meat or salamis. It's really, really good. So that's a nice cold weather dish. Then these, now I had a look in the freezer aisle, while I was in the freezer aisle. I don't have a lot of success with Mrs. Mac's pies in the air fryer. They seem to dry out too much and not cook in the middle. So I don't know what I'm kind of doing wrong, but I found these ones. This is the Mrs. Mac's brand. They're brush and baked, so they're actually unbaked pies. It's steak, cheese and bacon. There's 2 of them in here, and it was only $4 for the 2 of them. They had a couple of different varieties, so obviously that was on special, but I wondered if, being the unbaked pie, whether brushing those and cooking them like that might make a difference. So it's a good thing just to have in the freezer for a winter lunch, or with a cup of soup or something like that. And the Dairy Farmers thick and creamy yogurts, these were half price, so I said to Kale he could pick a couple. He's come back to the trolley with 3 of the strawberry ones, so that's fine. That will definitely get him 3. And then I'll go around to the other side. So the washing pods, I hadn't seen this brand before. Oh, the container's a bit slippery. It's Fum, a more laundry capsules. So they're 5-in-1. It says 16 weeks of freshness from wash to wear. I'm not quite sure whether they've just got long-lasting fragrance or what they are. But there's 36 capsules in here, and they're only $15. So I don't know, they might be quite small, but Kale's been helping me with some washing, and I find the pods are a lot easier for him to manage because you can just chuck one in. So I'm trying to always make sure we've got some of those, and then I use the other powder and things when I'm doing that too. And then the distilled water, the David Gray's distilled water, just grab one of those for the stockpile. That was $2.30. We've still got some left, but it doesn't hurt to always have 1 or 2 of those on spare. Then the body wash, I forgot to check my husband's stash before we went shopping, and these ones were half price. So this is the 1 litre Dove Clean Comfort, and that's the one that he likes. So they were half price at $8.50, so I grabbed one. So that'll definitely see him through for a while. Kale's cereals were half price today, so he chose 2 because they were the smaller boxes. We've got the Cocoa Pops 375 grams for $3.50. And then we've got the Nutri-Grain 290 grams, and that was $3.50 as well. So don't buy these when they're on full price, but if they're half price or a big discount, I'll let him pick some. So he's got 2, so they will see him through for quite a while. The LCM bars, these were actually on special as well. So he's chosen the big box. This is the 15 pack for $7, and just the plain chopped chip. But he does like those ones. And then last week I bought myself some fruit and nut mix to take to work, just to snack on, because I was going to tell you, last week I let you know that my workmate was positive for COVID. So this week I had a week of starting, all bar Friday, starting at 4:30 a.m. I was taking a chia pudding for breakfast, but some days it was 10:30, 11 o'clock before I was getting a chance to have my breakfast at my desk. So the fruit and nut mix that I had was great. A couple of mornings I kind of snacked on it before I had my breakfast. Other times it kind of became my lunch. And thankfully I think she's fully recovered. She's due back to work on Monday. So I picked up this one this week. This is a nut and pretzel crunch mix. I did buy this once before. I think it was when I was buying snacks for my husband's 50th last year, and I had a packet kind of left over, and so I snacked on that, and I quite liked it. So I grabbed this one again because it was on special. It's 600 grams and it was $7, so that will see me out for a long time. But just to have something just to snack on while I'm working in between trucks. We get a truck that comes into work at least every half an hour from 5 a.m. through till 8 p.m. or almost 8 p.m. this week. So you don't get a lot of time to do much, and that's on top of answering phones and dealing with things and all that stuff. So it's good to have those snacky things on hand. So that's what I've got. Now, I will move down a bit because we're down to almost the end. I'll just go down so I can show you what's on the end of the table. I did get the Schweppes no sugar drinks today. They didn't have any of the dry ginger ale that I normally get, but I got the Agrum citrus blend because I've still got a little bit of Bacardi in the cupboard, and I thought I might have a Bacardi and citrus drink. And then I got a tonic water. I got the little tonic waters the other day, but yeah, I've got a big one, so I've got a big one spare as well, and they were both half price at $1.40 each. They had some snacky stuff on clearance as well, so I did get a few of these. This is the stuffed peppers with cheese, always fresh. They're like little mini capsicums, and they've got like cream cheese, feta cheese kind of stuff in them. They were $5.50. We've gone through the last of the Heinz spaghetti. So I got 2 of the spaghetti, the 1 for 2, which are the smaller tins. So this one, my husband can have for breakfast, and there's a little bit for me to sort of have as well. They were $1.90 a can, so we got 2 of those. These are the corn kernels for my chicken and corn soup, well, chicken and corn soup with vegetables this week. But we've got 2 of those at $1.10 each. Hale's chocolate of choice this week was the Cadbury Dream, the white chocolate. They were half price, so that was $2.75. And then the pretzels, Kale's been having some in his lunchbox, and then I've been taking some to work as well. So these were the Macy and Taylor pretzels. They were $2.15, which makes them a lot cheaper than the other brand of pretzels, and they're actually fine. I actually quite like them. My bunch item this month was the XOXO beef stock cubes. So bunch is obviously no, sorry, it's not bunch. This is the extra reward. So your Woolies rewards card where you scan to get points and things. Once a month they give you a free item. This, they call it an everyday extra perk. So this was the stock cubes 12 pack. It was $2.80, but that was my freebie. So yeah, stock cubes never go astray. So they will definitely go in the cupboard to be used. Popcorn this week for Master Kale. This is just the Woolworths popcorn. They are much bigger packets. They're like 20-gram packets, which is quite big for popcorn. And there's 10 in here, and it's only $2.75. So it's very, very economical. It's plain. It's very, very lightly salted, and he does like that. So that was a good one. Then this is the Fellberg's pickled cocktail skewers. So this has the pickled capsicum, olives, gherkins, or like dill pickles, I think they're on the bottom, and like the little white onions, and they're like on a little cocktail stick. So they're a good little snacky thing to have. So I got those maybe with the cheese and some salami and stuff like that. For my husband this week, I got the Arnott's Monty chocolate biscuits. So these are the chocolate biscuits that you have with Monte Carlos without the jam and cream in the middle. So they're just the like the outside biscuits, and they're dipped in chocolate. So I got those. They were on special. Not sure how much they were off, but they were $2.25. It definitely was a special this week. And then the Carmen's muesli bars. I got these for Kale to try, but if he doesn't like them, then I will happily take them to work, because Carmen's is a yummy muesli bar brand. They're berries and yogurt with Aussie oat bars, and they've got like low sugar. So I thought I would try him with those, see how he goes. But if he doesn't like them, I'm sure I will polish them off. So the Dolmio pasta sauce, I did use the, what did I use the pasta sauce for last time? Oh, I know. We had a beef roast and I made a pasta dish. There again, I'll see if I can find a photo to pop up there. So I used the Napolitana sauce last week for that. So I've got this to make the meatballs and sauce with our fresh pasta for this week. So that was $2.50. The torchetti biscuits, they're just a staple to go in my lunch bag if I've eaten them during the week. And then the Kalamata olives, these were a clearance item today, but they're the wedges. So these are what's great to put straight in a Greek salad or something like that, because you just pretty much chuck them on. You don't have to worry about cutting them up, de-seeding them, anything like that. They were $4.20. And then the Woolworths pizza sauce. This I just use to add to various dishes that we have with a little bit of flavour if you need tomato paste. But Kale also likes this just squeezed straight on spaghetti and sprinkled with cheese. He's quite plain like that, but he really does like it. So that was $2.10, and we needed another one, so I got that. Then in the fruit and veggie aisle, they had this organic broccoli. Now it worked out to be about the same price or a bit cheaper than the normal. So this was a little 2-pack for, I'm not sure how many grams it is. It doesn't really tell me. But I think it might be, I'd like to say 500 grams. And it was $2.83, which is quite good. And I use the stalks and stuff anyway. So I'm not worried about there being stalks on there, because they're really good if you chop them up fine. They're really, really crispy. And if you're microwaving or steaming veggies, the stalks are really good anyway. So I got those. Was actually $2.83 reduced by over $3. So yeah, we got that one. And then the continental cucumber. This is just the odd bunch. It was $1.80. The carrots, we just got the kilo pre-packaged ones because, like I said, carrots for the soup, but these weren't a bad size. They're a bit big, but I can cut these up for kale. The smaller ones this week were actually dearer than this kilo bag. And because I'm hopefully getting back to my normal start time of 7 AM instead of 4:30. I'm going to be able to organise his lunch with him before I go to work. So we got these. He's still got a little bit of green stuff left next week from last week, because as normal, when Mum's not helping packing the box, he has less healthy stuff and more unhealthy stuff. So he's got a little bit left. So the beanettes will do us for tea, but it'll be a substitute for him to go in his lunchbox. 400 grams, they were $5.50. And the mandarins, I went through the kilo of mandarins last week just taking them to work. So I plan on doing that again this week. So the kilo of mandarins were $2.20. They looked a bit funny last week, but gee, they were juicy and sweet and just delicious. So I'll definitely be doing that again this week and encouraging Kale to get stuck into those too. Cukes, baby cucumbers. This is for his lunchbox, $3.50. I got a little mini loaf of the sourdough. This is the dark rye, but I got a little bit of that. So for this week, whether I have toast with something on it before I go to work, or whether that's for our breakfast tomorrow, we'll just see how we go. But that was $2.30, so that was marked down a little bit. Now my husband took biscuits to work last week, so I had a bit of a look to see whether they had any biscuits that he could take with him. This week they didn't have any of the oat and what were they? Oatmeal and raisin or something. But these are the same kind of size ones, and they were just dreamy choc cookies. So I don't know whether he wants to take them to work, whether he wants to just eat them here. I don't know. But they were on special and they had heaps of these ones, and I think macadamia and white chocolate were the other ones. So this is what I chose, and they were $2.50. And for the first time in forever, they actually had crumpets in stock this week. So I got a packet for my husband. They were half price, $2.20. The Odd Bunch tomatoes have come down a lot. So I tried to pick some that weren't like overly ripe, so they will last us, but they were only $5.30. So they've come down quite a lot. Kale got his wholemeal raisin toast. This is the thick one. Like, it looks like it's sliced quite thick. It doesn't say it's the cafe one, but it's just the wholemeal raisin toast for $4.50, and they had no white bread on the shelf. So this was the last of this light multigrain one. They had two loaves on the shelf. One was a thin one and one was a thick sliced. So I got him to pick, and he wanted the thin sliced. So that was $2.50. So that was the total of our shop today. It was quite a large one, but when I look at that, it was nearly $30 for the Coke, and we've got a couple of extra like perishable items, if you like. So all in all, it was okay. We spent $309.88. I'm trying to keep shopping under $300, sort of the $270, $280 if I can for a week. But we've got those couple of big things this week, so I'm not overly worried about that. The savings were actually $103.35. So our savings were still over $100 this week, and I didn't have that 10% discount added into that. So quite pleased with how that's all coming about. earn over 2,000 points again. So we're up to $230 saved for Christmas. So that's definitely adding up quickly. But yeah, so that's what I've got for you today. I hope you're managing to stay warm and dry where you are. It's been so bitterly cold. I actually called past the local man that's got does curries down at a little van on a weekend. So I picked up some freshly homemade curries to have for tea tonight, so we can just heat that up and tuck in and have a night in, and possibly even a day in tomorrow to recharge after what's been a crazy week. So I hope you've all been well. Thank you for tuning in as much as you have. I'm sorry I didn't get my other subscription boxes up this week. I've still got some to edit and get there, but it's just been, my hours this week have been ridiculous. I've been so tired. I've even nodded off in front of the telly a couple of times just after tea. And so I'm trying to get there. My husband's also finished being the captain of his sporting club, so he's not out as much on the weekends either. So my filming is now going to have to be fitted in after work during the week. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm going to do my best to get that done for you and up as quickly as I can. So until next time, I hope you've been having a great day. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.